I don't know why, but when niggas be like, I love you, that shit scare me away. Welcome to or back to our channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Before we get started on this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Period. Now we're gonna get into the story time. So this story time is going to be about some boy I was dealing with in high school. Scared the living shit out of me, okay? That's all I have to say. We're not gonna say no names. And first of all, before I start the story, I don't, like, if he watching this, don't think I'm trying to make fun of you or anything, but I just have to tell the story about something very traumatizing that happened to me in my life, and I'm gonna do that. So I had a friend in high school. Her name was, what we gonna call her? Her name was Helen. So me and Helen, we was mad close. This was 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade. This was 12th grade. With me and Helen, that was my bitch. I still fuck with her to this day, but that's my bitch. So me and, like, still. Okay, so me and Helen used to be very close, and some of our classes were, it had different grades in them. So it was like 9th grade, 10th grade, some 12th grade and 11th graders. He was in 11th grade, we was in 12th grade. And you know, I would see him a lot sometimes, and I would be like, yo, that, like, he's cute. And so I don't know how I got him on Snapchat, but I had him on there somehow, some way. And so, you know, I was seeing him for a few. Hello. Let me go put the little sticker. Hold it, cause I gotta show y'all this. Tell me this shit ain't cute. Who fucking with me? Nobody. So I used to see him around, and I was just like, yo, he's cute, whatever, you know. Let me tell my friend to put me on, because she had class with him. Well, I didn't know she had class with him. I'm talking that shit right now. I told her, we gonna call him Mushu. So I told her he was cute. And I was like, yo, Mushu mad cute. And then she was like, oh my God, he's in my class. And I was like, really? And then she was like, yeah. She was like, I'm gonna tell him to talk to you. I was like, okay, fine with me. So she told him, I guess, and he texted me. I was like, oh shit. He texted me off Snap, and you know, I was feeling myself, you know, a little cute nigga texting me and shit, but cause he was good looking. Like I said, I give credit where it's due. I don't be messing with no ugly ass nigga. But okay, so he texted me, and then he gonna ask, are you Kathy? Bitch, who do you think it is? So I was like, yeah. And then he was like, oh, Helen told me about you. And I was like, oh wow, really? Acting like I ain't know. Bitch, I knew. So then he was like, we were just chatting and stuff. We was talking, and you know, we was vibing, as y'all may call it. We was vibing. I was feeling the kid. He was feeling me. So then, hold up, I'm too wrapped up in this because this shit's fun. So yeah, we would just text and stuff. And then, like, when we got to school, like, we would see each other like, hey, how you doing? You know, hug and stuff, stand in the hallway, be late to class. Don't do that. If you're a high schooler watching this, do not do that. Things was going good. And then one day, he sent me a paragraph. You know, back then, when you got a paragraph from a nigga, bitch, you was the shit. So he asked me a paragraph. I was like, oh my God. But first of all, I don't even know why I was hyped, because I barely knew the nigga. Barely knew him, yet I was hyped over some shit he was writing. And then, so it was cute or whatever. I told my friend, and then she was like, oh my God, yeah, he's been telling me, he's been talking all about you. Like, he really likes you and stuff. And I would be like, oh my God, I really like this nigga talking about me even when I'm not around. Well, I bet you the shit. So, that happened. Then, you know, things going good. It's going good. Like, we still chilling. You know, things is regular. Like, nobody rushing us or nothing. We just getting to know each other. Regular shit. So then, like, days pass and stuff. And then, like, he sent me a paragraph again. It was cute, whatever. But then he all like, I love you. Love me? Bitch. I was like, hell no. I don't know why, but when niggas be like, I love you, that shit scared me away. Because first of all, you lying because you don't know me. Second of all, you lying. Fuck. And then it's just like, I don't love you back, so like, what you want me to do? But my little dumb ass gonna send him a sticker that said, I love you too, so, you know, hype his head up. Now he think we in a relationship. He all on Snap reposting my stuff, talking, and then, like, you know how you switch people nicknames and stuff. So I see I see that he reposted something, and it says babe and shit. And I was just like, oh, hell no. Hell no. I don't know why, but, like, I was just scared for my life. Scared. Absolutely shooketh. So then, you know, I let it slide. You know, I don't really say nothing because it's like, you know, maybe that's regular. You know, I ain't experienced a relationship. So I was just like, whatever. After a while, like, he kept sending me paragraphs every day. And it's like, that shit was not even cute no more. Like, them shits became cringy. Because he all like, oh, I love you. I can't live without you. He was like, oh, you want me to touch you in all the right places? I ain't say no shit like that. I do not want you to touch me in no right place. Okay? No, you was not touching nothing. And then everything he sent me, like, I was sent to Helen. I was just like, yo, look what Mooch you sending me and stuff. And then one day, she like, I'm not gonna lie, this shit getting cringy. And I was like, oh my God, it is, right? So me and her like, yeah, like, this shit is cringy. Like, what? Like, that's mad crazy. Like, it's weird. I really wasn't feeling it. Like, I was like, this ain't for me. So, like, but I hadn't said nothing to him because it's like, you know, at that time, I was one of those people, like, I didn't like hurting other people's feelings. But then I had to tell myself, like, you cannot make yourself uncomfortable and, like, just continue talking to him just because you feel bad. Because that's, first of all, that's messed up. Like, no. And then second of all, like, you can't make yourself uncomfortable to make somebody else comfortable. No, don't ever do that shit. So I was just like, yeah, like, that shit, it had just made me so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know why, but like, And then, like, he will follow, oh my God, he will follow me around the school. Like, I remember one time, like, I literally had to change the way I used to walk to all my classes because he knew the way I walked. So I had to change my route. And then one day, like, I succeeded at avoiding him the whole day. Tell me why I'm in my locker, getting my stuff, you know, hurrying up so I could leave, you know, run down the steps and shit. And I turned around and he right there.
I was looking for you all day.
What is you looking for me for? Like, I do not want to be found. Like, shit. I was so mad. Like, I really wanted to cry. And then I went into the office with my friend. And then, like, he's standing outside the office talking about some, can I talk to you? And I was like, wait, I gotta talk to my friend, you know, trying to be slick so he could leave. But no, the nigga was still standing there. And then my friend at the time, well, he not my friend no more, but my friend at the time, he was like, I was like, oh my God, stay here with me, stay here with me. And then he was like, no, bitch, you got yourself in a situation, so you gonna get yourself out. And I was mad. I was just like, damn, like, what the fuck? Like, I was so scared. Like, if y'all would have seen me back then, like, talking to my friends, I used to be shaking. Like, I was really so scared of this boy. Like, yo, like, you really mad? Oh my God, I ain't never had that happen in my life. And then it's like, when I would like try to walk away from him, he would grab me by the back of my shirt, mad tight and shit. And I was just like, always have to be like, oh yeah, I'm going home, this and that. So then one day, like, I just finally decided to tell him, I was like, you know what, I don't really like you. Like, I've been uncomfortable. So I feel like we should just stop communicating. I was like, but if you still want to be friends, because I really wouldn't mind being his friend. So I was like, if you want to be friends, then we could be friends. And then he gonna get upset, like, no, first of all, he was like, oh, I knew it. And then like he was asking me like, oh, what makes you uncomfortable? But like I don't know why I didn't want to tell him that like the way he was acting made me uncomfortable. I was a mad childish back then. Well, I'm still childish. Bitch still don't know how to communicate. Fucking pathetic. But it's okay because it's a new year and that's what I'm gonna be working on. So y'all better not be on here talking shit. I will be child. So yeah, that happened and stuff. And then this nigga, before I had because it was like in February, before I had told him that I didn't want to talk to him no more, he had asked me what I wanted for Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, like I don't want nothing. I don't like when people buy me stuff, because I really don't. Like, if you're not my mother, accepting gifts is like very hard. Like, I'll accept, like, you know, a card or something, but it's like he was trying to buy me sneakers and stuff, and I was just like, no, like, don't do that, because I wasn't gonna take it. So then he go on Snap and was like, oh, talking about some, oh, I'm so heartbroken, this and that. And it's just like, nigga, we only knew each other for 2 weeks. Like, you're doing too much. So he was like, yeah, I'm heartbroken. He was like, I bought her mad shit and she just took advantage. First of all, I told your ass not to buy me shit, okay? Like, don't do that. Don't sit here and try to play me like I asked you to buy me shit just to leave. No, I clearly told your ass, don't buy me nothing because I'm not accepting it. So then he was texting my friend like, oh, like, I'm so hurt by this. I'm heartbroken. Like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, it's really not just like, I know my vibe is impeccable. Okay. Can't be found nowhere else. But it's really not the end of the world. You're going to be okay. So then, yeah, he was just on Snapchat talking mad shit, telling everybody in the fucking school that I done broke his heart. His little itty bitty heart. And like, I really wanted to beat him up because he had people in the school grilling me and shit. And I was just like, y'all don't even know me. Like, no. So then, and then he just kept complaining to my friend and stuff. And he was just so weird. Like, I used to be so scared just being in school, like, seeing him and shit, because he made me so uncomfortable. Like, I ain't never been that uncomfortable in my life. Like, I used to be sitting there cringing and stuff. Like, whenever I would see him, like, I would really just cringe because he would be in the counselor's office and like he would be like, because he was sad about the situation, like, well, you know what, to each his own. Like, he's entitled to his emotions, but I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like, you really don't know me. And yeah, he was so weird. Like, just looking back on it, I'm uncomfortable again. Really uncomfortable. And so yeah, I remember this one time. This was after we had stopped talking. I used to go to homework club. Well, homework club. I was not doing no fucking homework. I was just like, I don't want to go home because my mom was always like, come home straight after school. So I would be like, I have to go to homework club just to stay at school, you know, bullshit and stuff. I used to do my homework club. I don't know how I wasn't on honor roll because I was always doing work. Fuck it. That day I actually went to homework club, and he so happened to be in the classroom that homework club was held. Oh, need a little bit more fluff. Got open in the bed. So he just so happened to be in the classroom, and I was just like, I'm gonna sit in here and do my homework because no, like, I'm not leaving. Like, it's really not that serious. And so I see him, like, you know how when you sense somebody staring at you, right? So I sensed somebody staring at me, and I knew it was him. So I look over at him, and he's just staring at me. So I was like, and I turned back to my work. And then next thing you know, like, I hear some sniffling coming from where he was at. So then I look over, and he over here with his hand, his face in his hand, crying. So I was like, oh, hell no. Mad loud. And I left. I left the classroom. And like when I walked out the classroom, my friend Helen, she was standing out there. And then I was just talking to her, and I was like, yo, why is this nigga in here crying and shit? And like, I was talking shit about him, and while I was talking shit about him, he walked out the classroom, so he heard me. Not that I gave a fuck, because I didn't. He heard me and shit. And then so I went back in the classroom. Helen was still standing out there, and like he called her over so he could talk to her. And then he when she came back, she had told me that he was like, oh, I want to go back in there and do my work, but she's in there. I do not eat people. You could come in here and do your work. Like, nobody is telling you nothing. And she yeah, so I was just like, so while she was telling me that, he walked by again, and I was like, yo, I don't give a fuck. He can either come in here and do his work. Like, why is you worried about him? And so then I went back in there. I was doing my work and stuff, and then I had left. So I get home. You know, I get home. I'm doing my what I do at home, you know, chilling. And then I get a text from Helen, and she's like, oh, I think it was that same day or the day after. And then, it was that same day. Some boy from my homeroom class, he had texted me and was like, have you seen Mushu? And then I was like, no. And then he was like, he's missing. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Because I didn't know what he was talking about. Like, I guess he just hadn't seen him at school. And so then Helen texted me, and then she was like, Mushu's missing, like he didn't go home. And then I was just like, what? Oh, that's what the other boy was talking about yesterday. And then so I texted the boy, and I was like, oh, you don't have his number or nothing? And then he gonna tell me, oh, why are you asking? Didn't you say you didn't give a fuck last night? And I was like, nigga, I didn't know what you was talking about. Like, just do you have his number? And then so I had texted him, and I was like, I was really a bitch about it. But I was like, if you see my message, because I had blocked him, so I had to unblock him to send him this message. And I was like, if you see this message, just go home. Then I blocked him. After that day, like, he didn't come back to he didn't come back to the school. Yeah, he didn't come back to the school. And then my friends was saying that, like, it was because, like, the situation that happened with me and stuff. But don't be going missing for nobody. Like, I really didn't think it was that deep. I really didn't. It was not that deep at all. Like, he was doing the absolute most. And by the absolute most, I mean the absolute most. Yeah, that's the story. Like, it was just really weird, very cringy. I don't know, maybe I was just being extra. But, no. That was not the vibes. Not at all, not one bit. But yeah, like, if you don't want to be messing with somebody no more, you need to do what I did and tell them. Like, you don't want to leave people on and you're not feeling them. Like, they'll really appreciate it more if you be honest with them, even if it, like, hurts in the beginning. But yeah, that's my